But anyways, talking about money. Now, I know a lot of us were like, well, whenever you heard like Grand Theft Auto 6 is, well, how much is it costing? $1 billion to make. After I heard this news, I was like, you know what? That's cheaper than what I thought it should be. Because we're going to talk about the most expensive game in terms of Call of Duty. Guys, is it costing 2 billion? Am I wrong? Is it 2 billion? Is it costing $1 billion? The most expensive video game on record is Call of Duty, says a report. When I heard this, guys, and you probably would have heard that the other day, this is absolutely crazy. Now, I know with the state of the industry and things are just going up, everything is going up. It's just crazy. When the reality of ballooning video game budgets has led to talk of AAA unsustainability in the industry, rarely do we look behind the curtain to see just how wild things have gotten for certain major franchises. Now, thanks to the incredible sharp eye of GamesFast Steven blah blah blah, he managed to dig out the Activision stated costs of 3 major Call of Duty games that have been ever made. Well, at least one. Now look at this, guys. Black Ops 3 in 2015, $450 million. Wow. In 2019, Modern Warfare, $640 million. And this is the one I bought. Black Ops Cold War. I thought it was very short. I really liked it. $700 million.
Wow. 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 Wow.
$700 million, guys. Now, you can understand. Now, AAA companies, a lot of us are like, man, AAA companies do the same thing over again. They play it safe. When you have AAA companies like Activision and they produce Call of Duty games, now, if this is how much they're spending, you can understand why they never take any risks in terms of doing anything new. So Concord was actually cheap, my gosh. It makes you think. So isn't it true? Isn't it like GTA 6? Is it GTA? Like, I think I heard that it was going to cost about $1 billion. In comparison, that sounds very cheap. If you hear that Black Ops Cold War cost 700 million, and it's just absolutely incredible to know that. My gosh, imagine if one game goes wrong, like with Activision, or a game that costs this much. And you know what? I'm not buying it as well, P. Like, where did that money go? This is what I'm saying. I feel like, are we living in something where does the money go? Does it actually cost? Or are they doing like saving money through taxes and stuff and saying, oh, this goes here and this goes here? But anyways, 700 million. All of these are over the game's life cycle, so that would include any post-launch content, but all of these are in a league of its own. So Sony spent 200 million. So as we know, guys, 220 million is what was spent on The Last of Us Part 2. Eyes popped out when we reported. Marvel Spider-Man 2 costs around 300 million, triple the budget of the first game. It does make sense, but it doesn't make sense. Like, how is it costing this damn much? Yeah, and I'm assuming that's including marketing. It says this is like post-launch content. It hasn't said, with the marketing. I'm assuming it is. And obviously everything is, inflation is ridiculous. Like, I went to Tesco today to buy some food. Just a few things. A few bits of meats, a bit of dinner, some stuff for Els when she comes. It's like £35 I spent. £35. I went to the little Tesco. I know it's a bit more expensive, and I use my club card. But when you look at games, you think, wow. But Call of Duty, of course, is in another category entirely, as it's almost always the best-selling game of the year every year, with rare exceptions like Rockstar Games or the occasional monsters like Hogwarts Legacy or Wukong. Well, how much did Wukong cost? Wasn't it 80 million? Black Myth, $70 million. Black Myth. Now, I know it's a new, like, when you look at this, oh, my watch is going off. 70 million. Now, I understand. This is the thing. I understand that it was a new game for a console. I get it. But 70 million, it just feels like these companies just waste money as they go along. It's like, wouldn't you try and keep your costs down? But yeah, it says it on here as well. This is why Call of Duty is not going to, and this is true. This is a very true headline, because obviously when we heard back in the day that Microsoft were buying the rights of Call of Duty, everyone was thinking they're going to take it off. They're going to take it off PlayStation. Well, of course not. So this is why Call of Duty is not, and this is true. This is why it wouldn't stop launching on PS5, because it costs too much money. Anna, what's going on? I hope we're good. Red Dead 2 costs $540 million. So what the hell are they wasting their money on? There must be some dodgy stuff going on. I don't know. There's no way you have decided to make a new game in the entry and you are aware of your costs. There's no way. What, is marketing that much? Something's not right though. Surely there's like, I don't know, man. But Sony has a contract to keep Call of Duty on PS5 and presumably PS6 for the next 10 years. But aside from that, Xbox is gradually transitioning to a third-party publisher. Man, do you remember when we thought, oh my gosh, Xbox are back buying all these IPs, and then basically everything's in Xbox. But yeah, so 700 million for Black Ops Cold War. Now, I did like that game. I thought it was the first Call of Duty I played in a very long time. And when I played, I was like, wow, the campaign is so short. So Call of Duty takes years to make, and then they include years of post-release support as more content is added. But yeah, what's particularly crazy? Yeah, Black Ops 6. So look, this is the crazy thing, guys. What's particularly crazy is that 2024's release, Black Ops 6, will have potentially topped 1 billion when you account for inflation and the general uptick in costs since the pandemic. So potentially, Black Ops 6 would have cost 1 billion, post-launch content. So yeah, I know. I'm just thinking, gaming is more expensive than Hollywood. Like, gaming is, if I'm correct, gaming is more popular now than music and films. And it's been like that for a while. It's just the number one, entertainment. So one thing's for certain, though, with PlayStation accounting for up to 82% of the franchise's full price sales, in some countries, this series is unlikely to ever skip Sony systems. Yeah, so I'm just shocked, because I'm like, wow, maybe it's just the world we're living in with AAA. And that's why I feel like we need to support AA companies, small indie developers, because they're the ones actually going to take risks. If you've got this amount of money and you're making a hell of a lot of money from like Call of Duty, these AAA companies they're gonna play it as safe as possible. But yeah, when you look at, I know Black Myth Wukong is a new game, first console game, and that costs 70 million. It's just amazing. I know it's a single player game in comparison, but still. But again, that's why obviously I really enjoyed the latest Call of Duty. Have I got back to it? I think it's just me in general with multiplayer games. If a friend's online, sometimes I'll be like, do you want to play zombies? But for me, I guess for my time, I'll jump on whenever I can. I'd rather dive into a story. So I just find that multiplayer, I just have less time for multiplayer games. I guess mobile gaming is the biggest form. The amount of money in mobile gaming must be crazy. Think of basically everyone who hasn't got a mobile phone. So imagine how much that costs. But man, 700 million. Where is the industry going to be in 10 years? That's what I would like to know. Imagine. Where would the industry be in 10 years?